Far beyond the misty hills stood a mysterious village called Raven Hollow, a village haunted by the whispering clock tower. Every single night, at exactly midnight, the tower whispered the name of a child, and tonight it whispered Arav. Thunder crashed across the sky as Arav, Mira, and little Kabir sat beside Grandma Leela's fireplace. Suddenly, every clock inside the house stopped ticking. Then a glowing paper slid beneath the wooden door. Arav slowly picked it up. Come to the clock tower before the last chime. Kabir trembled in fear, while Grandma Leela's face turned pale. She revealed a terrifying secret. Long ago, a magical guardian called the Clock Keeper protected Raven Hollow using powerful time crystals inside the tower. But during a terrible storm, he vanished forever. Since then, every 50 years, the tower calls 3 children. The children grabbed their lanterns and stepped into the stormy night. Rain poured through the empty streets as the glowing clock tower rose high above the village. Suddenly, the giant wooden doors creaked open by themselves. Inside the tower, hundreds of floating clocks spun through glowing blue light. Strange gears moved across the walls while shadows danced in the darkness. Then, suddenly, a mysterious shadow rushed upstairs. The children followed it carefully. At the top of the tower, they discovered a hidden room. In the center stood a giant frozen clock, and beside it, trapped inside glowing crystal, was the clock keeper himself. Slowly, his eyes opened. You must stop the shadow of time. Suddenly, the tower shook violently. Dark smoke exploded across the room as a gigantic shadow monster rose from the darkness. Its glowing blue eyes stared directly at the children. Time belongs to me. The children backed away in terror, but then Arav noticed something important. The magical clock was missing one final crystal. Mira quickly grabbed the glowing crystal from her lantern and ran toward the clock while the monster roared louder and louder. And then she placed the crystal into the clock. Boom! Golden magical light exploded across the tower. The shadow of time screamed as its body dissolved into smoke. Outside, the storm vanished, the clouds cleared, and for the first time in years, stars filled the sky above Raven Hollow. The clock keeper smiled proudly. The village is safe because of you. Everything finally seemed peaceful again. But the next morning, another glowing paper slowly slipped beneath Grandma Leela's door. Arav picked it up carefully, and his smile disappeared, because the message said, "The next chime begins tonight."